Hi, I'm Carl from Apt, and in this video I'm going to go over some basics of the different types of inputs you might find on your new TV and what you'd use them for. By the end, you should have a better idea of what cables you'll need to make your TV work the way you want. And all those cables are available right here at Apt. If you're watching this on YouTube, I'll put links down in the description so you can check out all of our current pricing. I'll start off with HDMI. This has become the most popular type of connection as it carries both an audio and a video signal. But not all HDMI cables are created equal, so if you just upgraded to a 4K or even an 8K TV, you'll want to make sure you have one that's capable of taking full advantage of what your TV is capable of. If you need specific info on which HDMI will work best for you, make sure you check out our video on those too. Next is USB, and this one's multi-purpose as well, just not quite in the same sense as HDMI. USB lets you play back multimedia files from storage devices like thumb drives, hard drives, or even cell phones. You can also hook up accessories like a keyboard or lighting strip, or use it as a power source for a streaming media player like a Google Chromecast or a Roku device. And speaking of streaming, another input you'll generally see on the back of your newer television is an Ethernet port. It looks similar to a phone jack and allows you to hardwire your TV to the internet. It's a more reliable connection than using your TV's built-in Wi-Fi, but you may not always be able to take advantage of it if your modem or your router isn't located right near your TV. Then you have your coaxial input. This is probably going to be the most familiar looking connection as it's the one that's been around the longest. This allows you to connect an older device like a VCR, or more importantly for any cord cutters out there, an antenna to pick up over-the-air broadcasts. The other benefit of using an antenna is the picture quality. Because it's an uncompressed signal, the picture you get from an antenna is oftentimes better than what you're going to find on a cable box or a satellite box. RCA is another input you'll commonly see on the back of new TVs, but it oftentimes now looks different than it used to. Before, you'd get yellow, red, and white, or red, green, and blue connections to plug analog devices into. Now, you're more likely to get those connections in the form of a 3.5mm plug. Something important to remember in regards to this one is that most new TVs don't come with the breakout cable for it. So remember, you'll have to pick one of those up if you plan on connecting an older device like a DVD player or a camcorder through those RCA inputs. Then there's the optical audio output. This can send a TV's digital audio signal back to devices like a soundbar or an AV receiver for better audio quality, but it only works with PCM, Dolby Digital, or DTS formats. If you're trying to send any other audio signals out of your TV using this connection, you won't hear any sound. Another factor to remember when you're using an optical cable is that they typically have a little protective cap on each end that you have to take off before you plug the cable in. Another plug you might find most often on nicer TVs is for an IR blaster. This is another 3.5mm connection, and it allows your remote to communicate with a device or devices that you don't have a direct line of sight to. So if your TV is hanging on the wall and you want to hide your cable box, for example, you'd run this cable out of the back of your TV to wherever the cable box gets installed and stick the little repeaters on the end to the front where the IR sensors are located on that cable box. That'll allow the TV to send the cable box remote signal through that IR cable to the cable box to change your channels. Lastly is RS-232. You'll typically see this one as a 3.5mm plug too, but you may also have a larger port that kind of looks like an older computer plug. This is probably the least used type of input, but for anyone looking to integrate their TV into a full home automation system, it's essential. It allows the TV to be controlled by a PC or other type of integration device. Typically, you'll need a professional to set up your system to take advantage of this particular input though. So that's kind of a simplified look at the most common types of inputs you'll find on the back of your TV. If you still have questions, don't forget, you can always call, email, or chat with one of our experts online or right here at the store. We're always happy to help. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.